back, everybody. My first guest is, of course, the host of her own talk show, and you can also see her in the play Mondo Drama at the Greenwich House Theater right here in New York City. Please welcome Caroline Rhea. How are you?
I'm good. You're so skinny.
What are you talking about?
How much weight have you lost?
I've lost some weight. Yeah.
This is how men lose weight. I'm thinking of losing weight. Oh, look, I have. It's so annoying.
It is true, yeah. No, I like to ride my bike, and I've just been doing a lot. When it gets a little warmer, and that's a euphemism, I like to ride my bike. Which means I like to get on my bike and ride. But that way, I lost a lot of weight that way.
I think I have to lose weight because I don't know if this has happened to you, but it's horrifying. Have you ever been on the phone with someone and then you realize that they're not there? You've disconnected them, and then you call them back and go, "You just hung up on me." And they're like, "No, you hung up on me." And then you realize that they've been a victim of fat face hang-up. Have you ever had it?
What's fat face hang-up?
You hang up the face with your own fat face.
No, that's not...
You hang up the phone. You're like, if you make an expression, you're like, my cheek alone can hang up on you at any time. If I go like this, really? Then I hang up on them.
So a fat deposit on your face is hanging up on people. That's terrible.
You know what? The way you put it, I could kill myself.
Sorry.
Don't do it. So much worse the way you just
what are you
did
talking? You're right. Fat deposit always sounds terrible. A little fat deposit.
Oh, look at your beautiful fat deposits. No one's ever going to be happy about that, no matter where they are.
There might be somebody who's in just the right place. Now, I want to bring up something, and this is none of my business, but you actually mentioned it to me. You, of
privately.
course, privately, and said it was okay if we talked about it. You were engaged.
I was.
But now you are single again, and I'm here to help you. That's nice. Have you been out in the dating world yet?
I have. The thing is, you hit a certain age, 35, and that's fine. After a certain point, young men start to look like breakfast snacks to you. They look like little Pop-Tarts.
Right.
And that's the problem.
Right.
And then on rollerblades, they look like Meals on Wheels.
Cracking yourself up there, aren't you? Now, so
I'm the easiest comedian to follow. I'll laugh, and then you laugh. Okay.
Yeah. Now,
yes, I've been dating. Yeah.
So you've been dating. You've been out there, and do you like the dating world? Is it fun?
Well, I think in your early 20s when you're dating, you're like, what do you want to do? Go out, go and see a movie and have dinner. And then in your 30s, they're like, what do you want to do? I'm like, well, I don't know, we could have dinner, and then you could try to impregnate me. You know, I think it's, you get different priorities.
So do you want a child, you're saying? You want a child. That's just the thing a young man wants to hear on the first date.
That's really...
Please impregnate me.
That's not what I meant. I know, it just terrified them all.
No, not at all. There are some probably young men that are be happy with that
now, I
idea.
have a question. Did you ever date? I mean, I know you dated. You weren't.
Did I ever date? Is the Pope Catholic? I mean, what are you talking about? In my day, I was a dating machine. I was like the Terminator, except instead of shooting a gun, I dated. Okay, that didn't work. But no, in my day.
My mother thinks Conan O'Brien is the most handsome man I've ever had on my talk show. The most handsome.
Yes! It's because I've got it going on.
Yeah. Yeah. But more...
Do you think, is this face handsome to you? When I do that face, or is that just weird?
You know what's my favorite thing that you do at the beginning of the show when you go up really close to the camera?
You know what? We're actually going to have to put a salad spit guard over the camera now because I've been getting spit on the camera, and apparently the lens is worth a lot of money, and we're not allowed to do that. So I'm going to be stopped soon. I bet your moms don't lean into my shot like that again. Now,
I was thinking, Conan, that really what... Okay. All right.
I like when the ladies do it back. Now,
my mother's kind of inappropriate. She always says, she said, that Conan O'Brien is so handsome. I bet he would be quite a tiger in bed.
Your mom said that about me? No one's ever said that about me before.
And it's deeply upsetting that it's my mother.
Yeah. Does she talk that way? That's so funny for a mom to talk that way.
I remember one time we were on a vacation, and we're both sort of drifting off to sleep. We're staying in the same room. She says, of all the men you've had, I'm like, first of all, I'm like this.
Yeah.
Who's been the best in bed? I'm like, Mother! Don't say stuff like that.
That's crazy that your mom talks to you about that stuff.
I once went out with this guy who was like 6'4" and Italian, and she was like, oh, darling, you know what they say? Italians are very passionate, and tall men are very good in bed. And I'm like, that's nice. My father's 5'8" and Canadian. That's nice. Really?
Your dad's in the room
Yeah, like
crying. Yeah. I don't like that, eh? Now, let me ask you. You are you say
a little Canadian sailor. Get over here, eh?
Get over here, I've reduced your father to a cartoon in my mind now, which is what I do to everyone. Now, you, through the show, you meet all these handsome people. You have a big crush on Benicio del Toro that you've often talked about.
Don't you? Isn't he the most beautiful man in America? Here's
Wait, a minute ago, I was the most beautiful man in America.
According to my mother, this is the reality.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, poor little Conan. Oh, poor little... All right, back in your camera shot.
Yeah.
No, Benicio del Toro... See, you gotta love Latin men because they like a little chub. They do.
Really?
Yeah, they do. They think it's kind of sexy. Plus, the thing is, I used to go out with this Puerto Rican doctor, the PRDR. Stop.
What the hell am I doing? I'm breaking things.
You're bowling. And anyway, but they're very chatty in bed.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, like I had no idea that there were that many saints.
Oh, that comes up while you're
like,
having...
Ay, Dios mío, Santa Maria, Santa Ana, Santa Barbara, Santa Catalina, Santa Claus. It's like the only one I knew. So I was like, okay.
Santa Claus, the greatest of the saints, yeah. Well, you know, as a favor to you, we do a little thing on the show called If They Mated, and we have an If They Mated.
I'm so excited.
I knew you would love this.
I love this.
Let's take a...
Is it me? Is it me?
This is you and Benicio del Toro.
When we finally get together?
Well, there's the two of you, and we're going to find out...
All right.
There
Okay, first of all, that's just us, so it's very sad that you're laughing already.
Yeah,
okay.
That's him without his contacts, I guess.
Just
He's
us normal.
squinting. And
That's
let's
him
find out...
doing his ad for Botox.
Yeah.
Okay, right there.
And let's find out what would happen if you two had a child. I'm just curious if this is a... No, you don't like that? No, you don't like that. That's not good. All right, well then...
You have just done such bad PR for my gene pool. I can't even tell you. Now,
Well, let's
you know
do
what?
some... Let's,
Conan.
Yeah.
I always felt that, I know that you're married, happily married, but I always thought that you and I should have had a baby together. So I had it checked out, and this is what our baby would look like.
Oh, let's take a look at this. I want to see. There's the two of us.
There's the two of us.
There's a nice picture of me from 1988. And
I'm 14 in this one.
Yeah.
I have a ribbon in my hair.
We're not old enough to have kids here.
Okay.
And let's find out what would happen if we had a child. I'm just curious.
Terrifying.
Wow.
You know what? The only person who would be friends with our child is my child with Benicio.
No, let's get those. I'd love to see those two kids playing in the sandbox with no other children talking to them. All right.
So
Well,
upsetting.
No, it's not upsetting. I like the child that we would have together.
Our child would hang up, fat face, hang up, big shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
You'd never
sorry.
have a complete call with that child. Mondo Drama. Do you want to say anything about Mondo Drama?
Yes, I want everyone to go see it. It's a perfect date play. I'm with Siobhan Mahoney, who's a total babe redhead, and Miriam Shore, who's a total babe brunette, who's in Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Very talented actresses. It was written by Douglas Carter Bean. He wrote To Wong Fu and As Bees and Honey Ground. You should come and see it, my friend.
I'm there.
All right. You heard him. You heard him.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope you're
The
not...
dating machine will come. That's all I'll say.
It's at the Greenwich Theater, and you can call Telecharge for tickets and come see it. You'd love it.
I was just going to mention all that, but you did it for me.
Hey, I got a little...
Guess what?
I got a little hosting in me.
Mondo Drama. It's at the Greenwich House Theater right here in New York City. And check your local listings for the Caroline Rhea Show. Caroline, always great to have you here. Thank you
Conan,
very
you're
much.
so grown up. It was so lovely to see you.
Oh, it's so lovely to see you. Caroline Rhea, everyone. Jamie Kennedy coming up. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, we're back. Boy, man, we got a fine show tonight. We got a fine show coming up tomorrow night from the movie The Italian Job. I love this guy. Seth Green is going to be on the show. Yeah, he's a good man. I'm deeply in love with him. Actor and comedian Eddie Izzard, who's always funny, is going to be here. And then, I don't think he's never been on the show, our musical guest tomorrow. That's very cool. John Mellencamp is going to be here. That's not a shabby show at all. There's no shab in that show.